Tiger fans, what's going on? Let's get you up to date with what's going on in Baton Rouge. Let's do it. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining me once again on this Wednesday evening. I'm Teddy Brennan here on Louisiana Boot Crew Media. We're going to catch you up to date with everything going on in Baton Rouge right now. But first, let's give a little shout out to our newest sponsor here at Boot Crew Media. We're so excited to have them. Revel Asphalt Services. Just absolutely a great company to work with. High quality, long lasting asphalt solutions for your roads, parking lots, or commercial properties. Anything's possible with asphalt. And so on time, on budget, and built to last. Give my buddy Miller a call at 225-773-3990. He's going to take care of you, I promise you, and you're going to be very pleased with the results. Tell him I sent you. So look, let's just move on forward. Let's get to the injury report. Unfortunately, it was a little long today, but thankfully it seems pretty optimistic. Garrett Nussmeier, he's going to be resting this week. As everybody could see with their own two eyes, Garrett has not been healthy. It seems like for weeks now. He suffered an ab strain in fall camp, and it just seems like it hasn't gotten better. A few weeks ago, they referenced the torso injury. And then it just seemed like Brian Kelly said that Garrett Nussmeier was going to be, we needed to get him to the bye essentially. But then all of a sudden, here we are Southeastern week, and it seems like Garrett's pretty much healed up, according to Brian. He plays basically the whole game. He has a very good game, but we're not sure if anything happened, leading up to the Ole Miss game, because he just didn't look like Garrett Nussmeier. He's just unable to stretch the field, which was a bread and butter for him. We've seen him do it in his LSU career. He throws a beautiful deep ball, very strong arm, and there's a video going around on Twitter from a comparison of his throwing motion from 2024 to 2025, and you can just tell that something's up. And so he's going to get that rest. According to Brian Kelly, he's going to, take this week off. And by the time South Carolina rolls around, quote unquote, we're going to have the Garrett Nussmeier that we need for this difficult part of our schedule moving forward. It's just a wait and see, because it just doesn't always feel like we're getting the truth out of what's been going on with Garrett's injury, but we can just hope that this was great timing for the bye week. And it's going to be an awesome opportunity too for Michael Van Buren to get some quality reps with the first team. Because, if Nussmeier doesn't get healthy, we're going to need number 11. And, if anybody goes and throws on his highlight tape from Mississippi State, he's a heck of a football player. I mean, he can throw a mean deep ball. He's athletic. He's dual threat. He's got a moxie, a presence about him. And so I would love to see him get into the game if, we just continue to see the same old offense that we've seen basically the first 5 weeks of the season, because there's just way too much talent on the outside to be essentially wasted at this point. So, we'll just keep an eye on that. Obviously, Garrett's the guy. We hope that he gets healthy and he can start looking like that Heisman favorite that he was just a few weeks ago. Crazy that how quickly things can change. But, we'll just keep an eye on that. I know everybody's been talking about it, and we'll see what happens. But moving on to Caden Durham, he missed the Ole Miss game. And it sounds like, according to Brian Kelly, he's optimistic. He was much better today, that he's going to be ready to go next Saturday against South Carolina. That's big news. Juwan Johnson, Harlem Berry stepped in. Would love to see more of Harlem Berry, but, Caden Durham's your guy. And so when he's healthy, he's a quality Southeastern Conference back. So let's hope that he's getting the rest that he needs this week. Over to Weston Davis. It was a little surprising on Saturday when he was ruled out all of a sudden. And now we know that it was a broken nose that ended up causing a concussion also. he was hit by a helmet. I mean, who knows? It just sounds pretty wild, but he's Brian Kelly said that the doctors, because he's in that concussion protocol, that they'll keep an eye on him, but they think that he's going to be good to go versus South Carolina. Another offensive lineman, Paul Mubinga, has a high ankle sprain. He's going to be day to day. So offensive line's a little banged up right now. And then finally, Aaron Anderson, who seemed like he had basically everything wrong with him. He was in an elbow brace on Saturday, but then Brian Kelly also said he had a hip, toe, and knee problems. And so he said that if there was a game this week, he'd probably give it a go, but that he's going to greatly benefit from this bye week. Aaron Anderson, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just put on the tape and you can tell he's special when he's healthy, and we need him healthy. So hopefully he's going to take this week off and use it in a positive way. Just breaking down a couple things that I know people have been talking about ad nauseum here the past few days. But, the quarterback position, we just talked about Garrett Nussmeier's injury, but the ability to not stretch the field, to get the ball to Hilton, to Anderson, to Berrien Brown, Kyle Parker. There's just so many weapons on the outside. The Tigers need to get Nussmeier healthy. Otherwise, they need to give Van Buren a shot, because there's just a lot of ability out there. And there was something we talked about big going into the season was the deep ball potential. And so we need to see a lot of that moving forward, and then combine that with the running game. I think they both go hand in hand. They're both struggling right now. And you can tell, I mean, the LSU rushing offense is almost dead last in the SEC. We're not sure if it's scheme, design, but when Ole Miss is running basically three-man defensive fronts the entire game, and you can't run the football, that's really a tough thing. And so Joe Sloan, he's been getting a lot of heat, and deservedly so. They need to figure out some different things. I mean, we go back to the end of the Florida game where they went heavy in the I formation to the left and put in an extra fullback. Caden Durham bursts it for 50 yards. So they need to figure out different ways to get the running game going, because you get the running game going, then those safeties come down, then the deep ball is there, and then the deep ball's there, and then the safeties move back. Y'all know how this goes, but hopefully there will be some more running lanes. And I think Harlan Berry needs to get more of a look. He in his limited role, he provided a little bit of a spark against Ole Miss, and I just think he's got that home run ability. He's electric with the football in his hands, and I just think 22 needs to find the ball more, particularly in between the tackles. He's got great vision for a young guy. And then we'll just go over to defense. It's pretty amazing that everybody's kind of been down on the defense the past few days, and they only gave up 24 points. It was pretty amazing because they were on the field way too much. 50 plays in the first half. That's just not winning football. It's a combination of just not getting off the field, stupid penalties like Wes Weeks. DJ Pickett had that pass interference when he could have had a pick six, even though the pick six was probably because of the pass interference, but he still had good coverage there. They shot themselves in the foot. Obviously the offense not being able to sustain drives and hit the deep shot and, milk the clock on their own, get extra plays with the running game. But look, tip of the cap to the defense that they kept LSU in the game. And if LSU had any semblance of continuity, explosiveness in the running game or in the passing game on offense, LSU should have won this game very easily. They didn't. They didn't take advantage of their opportunities, and so now here they are. They find them 4-1, ranked 13th in the country. So you're still right where you want to be. Everything's still ahead of you. You got a big test next Saturday night, Death Valley. Saturday night in Death Valley doesn't get better than that. Against South Carolina, who, they've got a heck of a quarterback, a heck of a dual threat quarterback in Norris Sellers. And so that's going to be quite a test for Blake Baker and his defense. But I think with the crowd and just the motivation of coming off this loss. I think the Tigers will be in good shape on defense. It really falls on the offense at this point, and basically the health of Nussmeier and being able to find some kind of running game. So, for now, we'll keep you updated with any news breaking here. We'll have another show for you on Friday, and keep you updated with everything going on. A big test next Saturday night. But keep it to Boot Crew Media for all your great LSU coverage, Saints coverage, and Pelicans on the way here pretty soon. Very exciting. Thanks again to Revel Asphalt Services. We're really looking forward to working together. But that's it for now. Go Tigers.